All right. Thank you, Joe Colasanti, so much for taking this time and having a conversation with me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I'm excited to talk with Joe today. So I have an icebreaker question for you. What is the best piece of advice that someone has given you?
Best piece of advice?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad used to say, if you want to live long, he said, love lots, live long.
Wow.
That's what he always used to say.
That's good.
But good piece of advice is that you need to have some self-esteem. You need to be a person that wants to get ahead in life. And that means you have to get up in the morning, go to work, or do something that's constructive.
Wow. That's great. Great advice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm going to write that down in the description so that we can, I think that's words of wisdom that we can really learn by. So thank you.
Yeah, the people ask me, you're still going strong. I'm 88.
You know what? I wasn't going to ask, but I was kind of curious. You're 88.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they asked me, what are you doing? Well, first of all, I don't eat really healthy like some people do. I get up in the morning, I go to work, and I have a purpose in life.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's, if you want to just sit at home and stay in bed half the day, and you have to wake up in the morning and you have to have something there. I got to do this today, and I got to do that, and I got to do this other thing.
Purpose.
If you don't have that,
yeah,
you can retire and then die.
Yeah.
What's good for you though?
That was a funeral joke, if you didn't catch it. I like it. It's funny. No, but I there's plenty of time to live, and I appreciate that. Now, you say you get up in the morning, you have purpose. When you come to Colasantis, and I see you here all the time serving the families, and I see you out in the community serving families. What is your what's your motivation to serve people like that?
Well, strangely enough, I get a good feeling when I know we've helped somebody laugh or smile, having a good time. Not so much a good time like health-wise, it's good for you.
Yes.
If people are happy, they're healthy. If you're not happy, you're going to get sick quick.
Right. Ever since I was a kid, I remember coming to Colasantis and always leaving happy. I'll tell you that right now. Even now, I still come to Colasantis and leave happy because I get to enjoy the chicken bites, just the plants, even the atmosphere in here, all the plants and even the gift shop. I just love it all. It's really...
Well, what people don't realize, with all the plants in here, they're breathing in all of the carbon dioxide that you're breathing out during the daytime.
Right.
And they're giving off oxygen. So it's actually healthier in here than it is outside.
Yeah,
okay?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because of COVID, things have changed now. We don't have the rides, but there's plenty of plants for people to see and enjoy. And we're back to where we were in the 70s and the 80s.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Before
interesting.
Before the restaurant and all the rides.
So COVID has given us a throwback, a glimpse into the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
Prior to
when we were all plants at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Now, what about like mini golf right now, or
mini golf, the arcade, and the zoo are still there for people to see and enjoy. And the kids love the zoo because of the goats.
Yes. Yeah.
The ghosts won't hurt you, but they like to interact.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and we can always get a bit of feed the goats and pet them and chase them. It's fun.
Yeah, we're just waiting till we get more goats to start feeding again.
Okay. All right.
If you feed them too much, they get sick at the end of the day.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
So just petting.
Yeah.
Interaction. Thank you. Now, being in the funeral industry, I've seen some of the things that you do, but I'd like to ask for you to let the community know, like, how is Colasantis involved in any funerals within this community?
Well, we have a few items that people will buy to give to the families, and also we're always there if somebody calls and says, "Look, we need food for the families after the funeral." Sometimes it's just very short notice, but we always seem to make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we try to make sure that the food is good,
It is.
tasty.
Trust me.
One thing, I don't have a lot of brain up here, but I do have good taste buds.
Yeah.
And if I don't like it, then it's not going to go.
Yeah. That's excellent. And I am fortunate enough that you really packed the food in there. So usually there's a little bit of leftovers for the funeral director to help himself.
Actually, this past week, I was told at one of the funeral places in Leamington that, "Joe, you got to cut back. There's too much pasta." So
Hey.
I have to cut back a little bit.
That's okay. It's better. I always say it's better to have a little bit more than not enough.
I always advocate that.
Yeah.
You know, if you think you're going to have 30 people, all of a sudden 35 show up and you don't have enough food.
Yeah.
So I always figure
A little bit extra.
a little bit extra. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's good. So can you? And actually, you mentioned about the gifts. I kind of wanted to touch on that because in the past maybe 5 to 8 years, I would say, those gift ideas, as opposed to flowers. Flowers are beautiful. Flowers are nice, and they add a lot of nice atmosphere. But a lot of people are integrating gift ideas, garden stones.
Yeah, the garden stones.
Yeah.
They'll be there forever.
And they last forever. And the plants, you can plant them. So that's a really good gift idea for someone who's grieving, because you have those things that every time you can go to the garden, every time you're in your house and you see that plant next to the window, it's a reminder of someone's care for you, right?
Yeah, the cut flowers they're nice because it just adds, like, it's you need the color.
The color and the smell. It smells beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need both.
Yep, you mix them both in, and we have a lot of great florists around here, and then the gift shop here.
They do a fantastic job.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a personal experience with death in your life that has kind of affected your perspective in life?
Yeah, I've had heart surgery, bypass, and I was lucky to get through that one. And I guess the only thing I've changed was I make sure I take my cholesterol pill every day.
Okay.
And as far as eating, like I said before, I'm not a picky eater. Like, I don't. The food has to taste good, even if it's got fat in it.
Yeah, of course.
And what people don't realize, that you still need fat for your brain. If you have a brain, you need some fat in there.
That's right.
So bacon and you need to eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. It doesn't matter. Like, we can be the healthiest eater on earth. Well, I mean, it depends on your version of healthy, right? Because I like a balanced diet. To me, a balanced diet's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can treat myself a little bit here, and actually that's one thing with my experiences in the funeral industry. I've laid to rest someone who you would think is the picture of health.
Yeah.
Not a drop of fat on their body. They've just exercise every day. They're into all the healthy things. They travel and do yoga and all those things, and then at 40 years old, they pass away. And then I say that just to say, like, it's good to take care of yourself, to be healthy, but it's not everything. There's a time to be born and a time to die, and in that time in between is when we can enjoy ourselves. We can enjoy different things, and if we do take good care of ourselves, then we're maybe able to enjoy it even a little bit more. But not. I think sometimes
not to go overboard.
Yeah, sometimes people can overstress on the health, and then that's not good for their health either, right?
Yeah, like pork chop. You get a pork chop. They take all the time to cut the fat off and everything. I can't eat dry pork chops. I hate it.
Yeah.
I gotta have the fat in there.
Yeah, and the fat's super tasty.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll be dead, but.
But you're 88.
I made it for 88. Went through all those years with the spraying and everything, and DDT and all that stuff, cyanide gas. no mask in those days. Nothing.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Still made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I got a little bit of help from upstairs.
Maybe. Is there a particular song or a smell or something that you see that when you experience it, it brings you back to a time where you experienced a death in your family or in your life? That
Wind Beneath My Wings.
Yeah.
I like that song.
Yeah. And that kind of reminds you of maybe someone who passed away, or okay.
That's a song that once you start hearing it, it sticks with you.
Right.
So I like that one.
Right. Does it remind you of any experience in particular?
I would say just maybe the time that you had to end up in the hospital, didn't know whether you're going to come in, you get through it or not.
Right.
Because there's never a 100% guarantee that you're going to make it.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even the Ave Maria one. That's fantastic. I love that one.
Yeah. That sung in church is just so it's an epic sounding song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've got the lady picked out that I would like to sing it too.
Do you?
She's in Leamington,
Okay.
Portuguese lady.
Oh, excellent.
I heard her a few weeks ago. It's fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You got to make a note of that then, and
I should make it. I haven't done nothing yet.
yeah, it's okay. Your family will take care of it. But let's not rush things.
Hey, if not, I'll do like my dad said. Just go bury me underneath one of those willow trees and let it go with that.
So that's illegal. But I understand the sentiment for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it's the time to.
Yeah, I don't care about a great big fancy funeral. Just I'm not going to be seeing what's going on anyway. So what's the difference?
I think oftentimes keeping it simple is really important.
Yeah.
Just being able to keep it simple so that the people who come, they can say their goodbyes, they can have that closure to say goodbye, and then move forward with their grieving process. And having some sort of ceremony is nice too, with like if you have a pastor or priest, just to be able to give an encouraging word to the people who are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say also, when you're young, the thought of death drives you nuts. But when you get my age, it doesn't seem to be. You're not as afraid as you were when you're younger.
Right.
I don't know. Just like I don't worry every day. Well, maybe I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Just just keep going every day.
Right. For me, I know that when I pass, whenever that time comes, if it's today or if it's in 60 years from now, I'll be ushered into the safety of God's arms.
Yeah.
And be able to spend.
That's what we're looking for.
Yes. Yes.
We're working towards that.
Yeah.
That final spot.
That's right. So when that time comes, like I feel I'm ready for whenever that time comes. So I have that peace in my soul. Now I'll be sad that be leaving my loved ones, my girls, that sort of thing. But then when I do leave, I know that God is with them to help them through whatever they are going to be going through as well.
Yeah, that's something you think about too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Joe, unless there's anything further to say, thank you so very much for spending this time. Yeah.
I don't know whether you want it. This is kind of something different. We have a stoplight in the corner that used to take a minute before it would change on me, okay?
Okay.
So for a couple of years I tried to get them to change it. So I thought I got to use this special technique. So I called the guy up and I said, hey, listen, I'm getting pretty old and I haven't got too much time left. I have this bucket list.
Okay.
And then the bucket list, it says, fix the stoplight. Okay? Because we're getting tired of running through the red light all the time. You stop and you go. So I said, now you wouldn't want to come to the funeral home and see me laying there and thinking to yourself, you know what? I bet his last thing hit in his mind before he went was fix the damn stoplight.
Yeah, that wasn't checked off on your bucket list.
It wasn't checked off. So you wouldn't want to be thinking like that, would you? He says, I'll be there in an hour.
Wow.
Got it done.
Excellent. So do you have anything that you would want to share with the viewers, that what you have going on in the community right now or at Colasantis? I know we spoke a little bit already about that, but if there's any events.
Just that we're always there, like there's people that need something. They just opened up another food bank in Leamington. They needed some big fans that keep it cool, or anything last minute. We've got it. We try to help out, whether it's with food or whether it's advice or whatever. We're usually always there because there's myself, my sons, my daughters, and grandchildren now. We're into the 5th generation.
Wow, awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for what you do in the community. Thank you for providing this space that families can come and enjoy themselves and leave with a smile on their face.
Great.
And thank you once again for taking the time to discuss this with me.
Super.
All right. Thanks all for tuning in.
Okay.